Hello, and welcome back. Uh, so far, what we have done is we've completed a lot of these lessons, right? The only thing that is remaining is this interview questions, right? So I still have like what 7 and then 47 more to go, right? So then I will be able to complete this, I guess. After that, right? Mm, yeah. Yeah, then I will have completed it. So let's move on, right? Okay, for this question, we have a list of numbers. Create a Python program to find the second largest from the list. Okay, not a big deal. Not a big deal, right? So sort it and then get the second last of it. Okay, and then there is a number. Second largest is 0. Right, so numbers dot sort in descending. I think it's reverse equals to true, right? Sort takes in that keyword argument. Compare each element to the next till we find a different element. Okay, so in numbers now we have sorted it, and then if I equals to current element and then next element are same. What do you mean by that? Okay, 51 and 51, then we simply move on, otherwise we will do something. Okay, so I or numbers I plus 1, right? That's how we get the another index. And if the current and the next number is not same, the next element is the second largest. I plus 1, terminate the loop, break. Okay, so it's just my thing was wrong because there could be a duplicate number, right? So that's why it's handling this. Because when we complete it, it's just going to continue, right? So in this situation, in the first instance, it's going to continue, and then in the second instance, it's not going to continue, and then it's going to think this is the second largest number. I'm just not sure, current element and the next element are same, right? It's going to go over it, and then in this situation, right, it's going to compare this and this, and then it's going to say uh, yes, it just it will work fine because in the in this instance, right, in that instance, what's going to happen, this is the I now, right? So I is what, first index, and 1 plus 1 will be 2, hence we will be getting this particular value. Okay, so if we check the code, should work. Okay, what happened? Out of range. Okay, plus maybe there is some kind of test case that we did not satisfy numbers I plus 1. Mhm. What do we do? So if the numbers were to be only two thing, right, two thing in a list, in that situation, what would we do? Or why am I even doing that? Right, because because it's not plus 1 na? We are accessing the element of it, we need the index of it, right? So numbers dot index, but index of this I, but that's going to give us only the first element of that index, right? That's fine for this situation, but still it's going to cause a lot of problem. It's going to cause a lot of problem. It's not going to work, that's for sure. Plus 1. Okay, our output was 1. Okay, so it seems like, what did they give? Okay, we reversed it, that's fine. Index was what? Let's see the question. Thought process is basically sorted in descending order. Comparison between first and third. Okay, so for this, what do we do, man? Like it's because when we come over here, right, so the index will be 0 in this situation, so 0 plus 1, it will move on, it will continue, right? It will continue to the next one, and then what happens? Then it will simply be there will be another loop, and then it will be again 1. It will still be 0, right? It will still be 0 plus 1. This can't be compared now. It will have to be, because you see we are getting plus 1 over here, right? So I might be 51 equals 1 will not satisfy, so that's why it's giving us 1, right? So it has to be numbers, right? That plus 1 will give us the other 51, and then we compare it, we continue, and then we move on to the next one, and then over there it will still be the same, because it still be the same. It will still be the same because this will always be 0. That's the only concern, right? We could have used enumerate, but I'm pretty sure there is a good way to do it, and the current and next element are same. Since we will only be getting the value, of course we will be checking for the index, right? But how do you know we are in the second loop or not? And I don't think there is another better way to do it, man. Let's see how they have done it. A range. You see, so they are just using the thing. Why would you tell that? Like, you could have told us, like, just change something over here. If I thought like we were not supposed to change it and then it would work out, but that's not going to happen, right? So now with the range functionality, what we can do is, so if the numbers, that's how they must have done it as well, right? Numbers I equals to, yeah, that's it. That's how they must do it. Otherwise, it's not going to work out, right? I plus 1. All right. So in this situation, it's fine. All right, and then over here, of course, we can simply do I and then I plus 1, right? That's it. That should basically work. So we are not, what will happen in the first instance, it will be 0. It'll come over here, number 0 is 51, next is 51, it continues. Moving on to the next one, it will be 1, right? 1 will be 51, and then the other element will be 23. It's not same, so hence it will come over here, it'll break, it'll get that value, which will be what? This is 1 now, so 1 plus 1 will be 2. It'll come over here and grab the 23, right? Assign it to variable, and then it'll break. Right, that should work. Okay, what is this? Didn't we just complete it? Okay, what is this? Remove duplicate from the list by converting it. But this seems like a same problem by to find the second largest in a list by removing duplicate elements. Okay. Okay, let's just convert it into set. That's a good way. And then back to thing, back to numbers. Okay, then it's very easy, right? Then it's very easy. Remove max element. Remove max element of the list. Okay, we simply do max. That will be the max, right? Then what do we do? Remove, right? Then access the new element of the list, which is the second largest of the original list. That will just be numbers. All right, 0. Numbers 0. Let's just check. Output is 2. Okay, it's sorted. It's sorted, so it just would be, or I could just do max numbers now because we have removed the other max. All right, so we could simply do max numbers and it should basically work, right? Because we removed the first max and then we are getting the second max, right? So that's what we did over here. We got the first max and then we removed that particular number. Great. Okay, you're given a list of letters and strings. In the letters, this can make the string. Okay, list and then string. So return true. Find if the letter in the list can make string. Okay, so just make it into a string, convert it into a str, or join str, join with the list, right? Then just compare the value basically. Okay, it's saying we have to loop through the string. Okay, for I in string, that's how they wanted to us to do it. So if let's do car character, if character not in lst, we return false, else we return true, right? That's what they want us to do. What is this? Can make. Call the function can make lst. This should be string. Okay, works just fine. Reversing a string word by word, that's fine, not a big deal, right? Split the sentence into words. Okay, sentence dot split. right, and then reverse the words. Okay, words list. Control V to reverse it. We simply do this. All right. So after that, what we do? Join the words in the list into a sentence. What the reverse list? Okay. So we use the join functionality, which takes in a iterable. So that is a reverse word list. All right. I think we can simply check the code. What is this? This. We need to add a space over here. Okay. So that should work. Great. What about this? Seems like it's about length and all. Okay, length of the last word in string. Find the length of the last word in string. Okay. So what's list? Of course, we need to split it. Dot split. Okay, what is the length of the last word? Okay, not a big deal. Length of length of uh, length of what words. So since we have the list, right, so we can simply do -1 to element the last to access the last element. So if what is that? If maybe we can simply use result will be, so if result is alpha, right, if last element of this, if not alpha, what do we do? Result will be equals to result this, it will have to be only up the second last -2. Right, that's how the new string will be. Int object is not so scriptable. Why is that? What's the thought process? Split length of the word -1. We should decrease the count by 1. Okay, but what do we need to check? Pronunciation. But why can't we? Okay, it's a length of the word, nah. Okay, that is already a length of word. So this is our word, right? So okay. Now what happens? So since this is the length of word, that means -1 will be the last element, and if it is alpha, or if it is not alpha, then our results will be what we need to give out. Okay, we simply need to give out the results only. That is still the length. Yep, right. This should range. Why would you say that? Result should be some kind of word, right? So suppose in this situation, programming, so this is 12, let's say, right? It's 12, and then we come over here, 12 minus 1 is 11, right? Word list. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. What the hell? 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Okay, it's 12, right? 12 minus 1 is 11, word list, and then oh, it has to be the last element from here now. Minus 1, right? Last element of that word list, and then inside that we need to do results minus 1. Okay, from there we get, like, suppose that was 12, we get 11 out of it, right? And if that is, but do we need to do minus 1? This whole thing should be 1 2 3 4 5 6. Why am I even counting it? Let's just copy it, take it to our playground, control V, print len, length of it. Could be any character, right? We don't care. We don't care. Simply need to pass in the string, of course. Let's just do it like this. Let's run it. What's the length? Give me the length. 12. Yep, that's it. So 12 is there. 12 minus 1 is 11. Right, that would be 11 in our zero based index. Yep, that's it. That's correct. And then if that is alpha or not, we check it. And then if it is not, then we simply do result minus 1. That's it. Check. Great, it works just fine, right? What about the other guys, people? Solution, we made it a little bit complicated. Okay, simply used ends with a oh, man. Okay, could have used that method, but it simply went with the other way, right? Okay, two strings are an anagram or not, that just means that what uh, what does an anagram mean? If we can form one string by rearranging character. Okay, it has to be same character. Okay, not a big deal. Not a big deal. No spaces for this thing. Okay, remove spaces. Remove spaces. Okay. Sort the string. Okay. Sort, right? Then if they are an anagram, of course it will be same thing. Right after sorting it, I just need to check for that problem. So remove spaces from the string. There is a replace method. Let's do replace. If there is a blank, we simply do that. Right, let's just try this method. Check code. What happened? Sort is not. String object has no sort. Okay. What do you have there? What do you have, string? Python. Right. Dir str. What method do you have? Right. Split. We could have used the sorted method from the base instance only. Strip translate is also there, right? Is alpha is digit case hold. Okay, you don't have the sort method, that's fine. I'll just use sorted. Right, that's just the case method anyway. So I will simply use that. Str2, str2, right? Yeah, works just fine. But this could have been done another way as well. Maybe remove. What about this? Remove object has no attribute. Remove, what the hell? There was a remove or something. Remove suffix. It's fine. Replaces the word that we used, but let's see. Okay, they used replaced as well. Same thing. Same thing. Right, apple does not fall far away from the tree, right? Okay, duplicate characters in a string that appear more than once. Okay, not a big deal. Remove duplicate character in a string. We can do that. New string, create a new string to store which are no without duplicate characters. Okay, that's it. So for I in range, for I in string, right? So if it's not in thing, okay. So uh, if I not in new string, right? New string. What do you do? A plus equals to I. That's it. Then we need to give out the new string. We check it. Should work. Okay, great. What about the other one? Okay, seems like we have a frequency counter kind of problem, huh? Frequency counter. Okay, that can be done. Not a big deal. Okay, we've got this different values, right? So for character in str in z, and then if it is what? If it is alphabet, so is alpha is the method that's provided to us, right? Plus equals to 1. So if it is digit, right? So if the character is digit, that's the method that we'll be using. Plus equal to 1. Right, what is this? If character dot, the character is a symbol increment thing. Okay, so what is that? Symbol is 1. In order to do that, is there anything, any method? Is symbol, is numeric, is printable, is space, is title, is upper. Print symbol, right? Alpha ASCII digit identifier is lower, numeric printable symbol. How do we find that? Is there any method to do that? Is identifier is not the one? Okay. Okay, we need to print out all these things, right? Of course. It has to be this way. just to f string. F string for the symbols, we'll think about it, not a big deal. That's not a problem that will stop us, right? Of course, we can basically negate everything else and then just focus on that, like just check if it is numerical or not. If it is since we've already checked for alpha and numerical, right, so then also it would move down, right? It would basically be coming over here. So if it is a symbol, right, that can be dealt with, we can have a list kind of, or a tuple kind of situation where we can give it an example, all those things, all the symbols kind of thing. We can solve it like that, right? This will be plus equals to 1 character in, right? We can do something like what, this, right? Hello is 5 words, 3 digits, 1 symbol. Okay, maybe just that. Okay, we simply need to count for that only. This should work. That's fine. Yep. Right, we simply did that, but I just want to check other people's solution as well. This guy, what they have done. Okay, so let's use LF. Oh man, just LF. Everything else is a symbol. Okay. Easy way to do it. We break a list into chunks of 4 elements. Great. Chunks will be it will be numbers, I mean not numbers, range, right? And it has to be the length of 0 to the length of list, of course, numbers, and we have to skip 3, right? And then what do we need to do? Take the thing, right? So it will be, first element will be what? So suppose there are 4, right? So 4 is 16, so 16 is there. So if you are going past 3, so it will be what, 0, numbers, and then I all the way up to, in the first instance, the I will be 0. I 2, 4, right? And then in order to create a list that for chunk, right? So for I in chunks, extend, I guess, chunk, print I, let's check it. What is this? Chink is not defined. Okay, where is chink? Chunk. Check code. What happened? 2, 3, 6. Okay, it did not work as we expected it to work because extend is not the correct functionality, right? What is the method? What is the method, right? What is that? Let's just do something similar, but for a list. Right, extend insert form. 2, 3, 6, 7, and then next I was what? Next was, why is it only 7? That's my concern, right? So we extended it. The first one was fine. First element was 0, 1, 2, 3, right? Then got 3 up to, got 3 up to 4. Take the 4th starting element from I. Okay, that's what we did. 4 and should be something like that. Check code. All right. Oh, why did it fail? In the next iteration, what's the I? What's the I? It has to be, let's see the I. So it's 0. Right, so 0 and then 0 means we are going until 4. That's fine. Next element is 4. All right, so 0, 1 to 3 and then 4. That's fine. So it has to be 4 until not 4, na? I plus 4. That's why. Okay, I know what's happening over here. I plus 4. Okay, should work. I just don't need to print out this thing. All right, so it was just like 4 to 4, that's why. Okay, I don't need to explain the code. I know what it is doing. Okay, great. That's also done. Moving on. What is this? Find any number. Given any number, find the factors of that number, then return the sum of all factors. Okay, not a big deal. Okay, initialize factor list to store all the factors. Loop counter from 1. Numbers, right? Numbers in range 1 to the number. Right, of course, we don't want to include that number, I guess. So if the factor is divisible by I, so if number is divisible by I equals 0, we simply append, right? Append what? Append I. Right, look through the factor list. Okay, I in list. What's that factor? Factors. What does it want us to do? So if it is odd, right? So if I is odd, so if I modulo 2 not equals to 0, right, then only we do sum plus equals to I plus sum. Okay, so we simply add that I, right? Should work. Yep. Okay, what is this? Create subsequent characters. Create a Python program to print the characters that repeat itself in a subsequent sequence. Let's just go to the third process. First, we need to look from 0 to the length of the string, a range function. Okay. Then we need to compare the current index with the character of the next index. Okay. Not a big deal. Range 0 to the length of string. Right. If current character, right? If string I, and then string I plus 1, I plus 1 equals to same, return letters, return letters at the current index. Okay, simply return string I. Oops. Multiple return. My bad. Okay, works. I thought like they wanted us to add it to a list and then get out, like get the characters which are subsequently occurring in a string. But that's not the problem that they are asking, right? What is this? I still have a lot of things to cover, man. Okay, we've got a list. Move to 0 at the end of the list. Okay, 0 should be at the end. Okay. Thought process is a list can have multiple zeros. So we need to loop through each digits in our list. In each iteration, we need to check if the item is 0. So if it is 0, we need to remove that item and append it at the end of the list. So it's like what remove at this particular instance. Each number, so we need to check y equals 0, remove the number from the list. Okay. So add the number to the end of the list. That append I. But I think remove function, it does remove everything, isn't it? It does it. Let's check. Huh? At one go, does it remove everything? I'm not so sure about that. Okay, I'll just remove the first occurrence of it. Okay, great. That's fine. That's what we want as well, right? So we remove it, whatever place it occurs, but this would remove and then this would add it at the end of the list. So this would be a not so efficient problem. You know why? Because when we do this, right, when we remove it, right, of course we will be doing append as well at the very end. Right, our list will still loop through everything. So the last three characters would be, you know, like last three zeros that we will be appending to it will be removed and appended again because that's already in the last of the thing, right? So when we do that, when we look at the list, right, so it's already there. So when we are looping through it, right, yeah, it's just it might not be that bad because we remove 0, then of course our thing it changes as well, nah? The list component changes as well. Best idea is just count all the numbers of 0, remove every one of them, just append it to the last, right? Yeah. Okay, snake case to Pascal case. Great, we need to remove all the thing. Okay, we need a while loop to iterate through characters, find its index, and then if the character is the first character, capitalize it, add it back to the new string. If the character is underscore, skip it and capitalize the next. Okay, we need something like a flag kind of thing. Right, initialize So run the loop from 0 to the length of the string. Okay, until it's less than that. All right, so check if the first character is, if I equals to 0. All right, so if the first character is low letter, add an uppercase, of course. Right, so in this situation, what do? We do string I dot upper, right? That's solved basically for the first uh, string, right? So C is already capitalized. Now LF, if string could do it a little bit differently, but that's fine. I think this should work as well. Could have used is lower and then done the upper, right? So could do something like, like this, and then just do lower, right? So is underscore, convert the next character to uppercase and add. Okay, uh, there should be a method in string called is space is upper is lower is identifier. Okay, underscore, underscore, right? What do we need to do? We need to add string I plus 1 dot upper, right? The next character. Also increase the counter by 1 since the next character is already passed here. Okay, so we can do counter, counter, counter is what we have a counter that is I plus equals 1, right? Else add the character. Okay, not a big deal. String I, right? Increase the counter. Okay, I plus equals 1. Let's check the code. Okay, what happened over here? We've got all caps. Right. Is the word. What was the thing that was given to us? Okay. It's not lower. It is equals to that. Right, I think we missed something. Right, so while I is that, right, it comes over here, it checks, right, so it could be a small letter. So then it simply adds it, makes it upper. Okay, this is wrong. This is wrong. Our earlier solution was better, man. I equals 0. That's it. Check code. Yep. Because everything will be lower, of course, right, in snake case. So the first condition itself is wrong. So it has to be I equals 0. Okay. That's the only problem in this code. Otherwise, okay, let's just go back. I want to check their solution as well, if it's elegant or not. Less than length of thing. Okay, so doing upper and then equals to that. Okay, very much similar. Very much similar. Okay, let's submit it. The chapter is completed. So I still have to do the advanced thing and then the practice. Okay. So we will be given like 100,000 or 10 million or whatever, and then we need to print it, something like that, right? What's the third process? Divisible by 3 or not, right? We add a comma. Great. All right, convert the number to string and reverse it. str. Why would you want to reverse it? That's my question. -1 separate it. Okay, for all in range. Of course, we will need the range because we need to check now. Number and if the index is not first, okay, that's our result. That's fine. Add a number to the thing. Okay, we simply do plus equals to numbers and then I add a comma, not a big deal. Separated plus equals to, we simply add what? Comma. And we need to check if it is I is perfectly divisible by equals 0. And then what else? We also need to check if the index is not first. Okay, I is not equals to 0. Right, let's do it. What happened? String object cannot be interpreted as okay. Of course, we need to pass the length. Length of the string should be passed. Right, let's check it. What happened over here? Number is not defined. Did you mean number? Yes, I meant number. Where is numbers? Number. Yeah, I meant number. That's the thing. I'm just confused on why would you want me to reverse? Convert the number to a string and reverse it. Why would you tell me that? That's the only thing. In the third process, does it say anything about reverse? I need to reverse the separated. What the hell? Okay, there is something about reverse. So first we need to convert the integer to a string. We need to reverse the string as the commas are added from right to left. Okay. Also, we need to do that. Finally, we need to reverse. Wait. Reverse the string again. Okay, it's there. It was right in my face, but I see it. Check code. Should work just fine, right? Okay, that's a good problem, I must say. Solution should be something similar, I guess. Their solution as well, it should be pretty much same. Pretty much same, right? Yeah, not equals to. Good problem in the advanced section. Okay, alphabet comes first, followed by the sum of. Okay, so if it is a digit, we append it at the last, I guess. And we need to add what sum to it. Result will be H and O. Okay, and then just the numbers. So we need to separate out both of them, create a blank space to store the numbers from the string. Create an empty string to store alphabet. Look through is character, is digit, check it, and then we simply convert it into an integer, append it to the numbers list. The character is not digit, concatenate it. To the new string, okay. Using sorted function, sorted out, we join it, and we use the sum, and then at the end we append it, of course converting it to string. Great, not a big deal for us, right? In the string, let's loop over it. Of course we will need to convert it. So if character dot is digit, digit, right, zit. This is very easy problem, right? So append it to the numbers list. Okay, what do we have? Numbers dot append int. Of course we will need to convert it, right? The character, that's done. So if it is not a number, what do we do? New string plus equals to character. We simply add it. Right. Then string is already sorted. They have done that for us. What is this? Sorting the number give us a list. Now we need to use join. Okay, great, not a big deal. Dot join, it will take a iterable, right? So which is basically this string, this list, I mean. So next thing is we have the numbers. So we sum it up. And then finally we simply do new string plus str out summed numbers, right? Great. That's it. It's done. Not a big deal. So permutations. Okay, let's keep these things for another session. We need to go and eat something first. So this can be done very easily, of course. I think they want us to use, okay, recursion. All right. Okay, they did not want us to do it, but still, let's look at it. Okay, permutation, we've been given pan and then length of thing, and then if I equals to length, we simply join it. So this will be the base case of it. Right. So if length of string is 3, so if I were to be 3, would simply print it. Right. And for j in range I to length of string, so 0 to, what is I? I is 0, right? So 0 to 3, I guess. So we get what we have words and then we swap it. Okay, we swap I with J and J with I, right? Just moving it across. And then when calling the recursion, we are just doing +1. So that means it will be 2 and then just keep on moving. Okay, great. Bulls and cows problem. Okay, let's look at this in another stream, another session. So thank you for your time. Take care. Bye bye.